Hey, and welcome back to Ray's Reality. I'm Ray, and today we're going to do something a little bit different, and we're going to be doing a podcast about somebody else. Well, we're always doing something about somebody else. This is Ben, my son. He's going to join me today.
Hello.
And today's podcast, we're going to actually dedicate today's podcast to some YouTubers that we watch all the time. We're constantly watching them. We watch every week when they come out with their new episode. Sometimes they have two. We listen to their podcast as well. But they have a YouTube channel, and so today's show is dedicated to JStu. More JStu Studios, however you want to look at it, but it's JStu on YouTube. We're big, huge fans of theirs, and I get parents that ask me all the time. They say, "Hey, my kid's watching these videos. What's going on? I don't know what these people are about, what they are. It's like this JStu." So today we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about JStu. But first, we have a little issue. Today's podcast, this isn't right for a JStu podcast. We need to make some changes. So let's make a change. Ready? There, that's better. We had to set this up, so we had to make it look like JStu, a fort. So we had to turn ourselves into, we put ourselves inside of a fort. The reason we did that is because we believe JStu has been doing this stuff for a long time. They've been doing YouTube videos since, I think, 2011.
2013.
Well, I believe I was reading it. They actually got started in 2011.
Really?
So yeah, so it's been a long time. And we're gonna introduce you to those guys here in a little bit. We have some pictures of them. They have not asked us to do this. They have not. They don't know anything about this. So don't sue us, please. We're just putting you out there. We just want to let you know that, hey, this is all about you guys. We wanted to dedicate this podcast to JStu, and we have here, Ben. I got you a necklace. So
Thank you.
All these things are gonna make sense here in a minute. We're gonna show you.
I just put mine on over the headset.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah. So now we're ready to tell you all about JStu. Where do we start, Ben? Where do we start? There's so much to talk about because, well, like we said before, JStu is one of our favorite. It's one of our favorite YouTube channels, and well, actually, it is our favorite altogether. Regardless, it's not one of our favorites. It is our favorite YouTube channel by far, by anything else. We watch every single episode. We've been watching them forever, and I think I want to say we've watched almost every single episode they've ever had. Not to mention the fact that they got a movie coming out here really soon. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. But first, I'd like to, let's get started here. We're going to talk about them. So they're JStu and JStu Studios. What they do is JStu is a couple of guys that started a YouTube channel, YouTube stuff. And what they're probably most famous for, maybe not. I know they're famous for a lot of different things. They've done a lot of different things. They got some really cool stuff that they've done. And one of the big things that I think that we're done ourselves, and we didn't get in trouble. We were at a Walmart one time, and the police were called, and they weren't called on us, thankfully. I think we were in Texas. No, I can't remember where we were.
We were here.
Were we in Florida?
There was some other kids doing it.
Okay, we were yeah, but we were building a toilet paper fort.
Been in Texas,
so we got the. I blame JStu is probably why all those people were flocking out during COVID to get their toilet paper, because this is toilet paper, boys and girls, and this is what they've used to build forts out of so many places. I say, toilet paper forts and everything. There is Justin in one of the forts they've built. Typically they do Walmart. They've been all over the place doing them, but a lot of times they go to Walmart or a Target or whatever and build a toilet paper fort, which is really cool.
if you look it up, it says that they actually invented the toilet paper for it. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that
I believe
is
it.
the case, but I'm pretty sure they did.
They've did some really cool toilet paper forts. So regardless, when you're watching this, as dedicated to them, you got to have snacks. You must have snacks. That's one of their sayings that they do. They have shirts that say it. Must have snacks. So make sure when you're watching them, you definitely have to make sure you have your must have snacks for surely. And that's you can't go without snacks, can you, Ben? No, you can't. You got to have snacks, and of course, we are always snacked up when we're watching JStu. And we're going to show you a group photo of them real quick. This is an older picture, I believe. I could be wrong because Hyperfenton's in that picture. You got Andrew and Justin. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting everybody's names. Holy cow. I know everybody's names, but
Caleb, there's Samuel. There's
yep,
Rick,
on the left. Rick on the right.
There's Blake on the
Blake.
bottom.
Blake's awesome. So yeah, you got Blake there on the bottom. So Rick over there on the right, he does a lot of the main editor. Sure enough. So Isaac's not in there. So the main guys with JStu is the guys that started it is Justin on the left there and Andrew on the right. That's Justin and Andrew. They're the ones that started JStu, and they started the whole thing. They started the toilet paper forts. They started it all. And today, like I said, we want to come to you as a father and son duo to tell you about them. And it's not just them. We're going to give some shout outs to some other YouTube channels that are really good, wholesome fun for the whole family.
Like right here.
So yeah, so it's like there's a lot of them out there. This is a cool picture I found of Justin there. He's looking super sharp and super cool in that picture, right there. And it's looking good. That's all you can say, right? Let me find another. Let's see this one. This one's a good picture of Andrew there. So there's Andrew. He's looking sharp as well. There, I'm not sure where they're at, but it's hard telling what they are doing, or they do so much stuff there. Oh my gosh. So most of the time when you see the show, you're going to see Andrew, you're going to see Justin, and then you're going to see this guy right here. This is Isaac. Poor Isaac's always seems like he's losing a lot of times. And he's always seems like he's getting the raw end of the deal, where he's going to have to be the one getting covered in soup or chocolate or whatever it may be for the day. So when he loses a challenge, so they do a plinko board.
Wasn't the greatest picture.
No, it wasn't.
That was when he shaved his head, I think, to get dye out of his hair, because he dyed his hair for a video.
He dyed it pink. It seems, was it red?
Yeah.
So because Justin had his hair pink at one time, I believe it was pink.
They all, at one point, as a thing, I think it was a punishment for a video, they had to dye their hair. So everybody dyed their hair like pink and blue and stuff.
I don't think Blake did. I think Blake needs to dye his hair like bright green. I think he needs to let it grow out a little bit and let it go out. Look at it. Ben hasn't seen this picture yet. This is Jackson. Jackson's part of the group as well. Man, look at Jackson there. He's a good-looking guy. Look at that. He's a good-looking stud muffin in this picture.
He's usually not like that either.
Oh, he's cleaned up there, man. Nothing against it, Jackson. You look good all the time, buddy. But yeah, his beard's longer, and he usually has his hair down a lot of times. But yeah, that's Jackson. So there's all kinds of. There's a lot of people there. I'm gonna actually real quick. I'm gonna go through this because this is only part of the list of the group that they got on there. You got Justin, you got Andrew, you got Jackson. I don't know if I've seen Anna on there. Drew, of course, Reese, Alex, and then you have Hyperfenton. He's part of the group, but he's not been on there lately. You got Samuel, Mary. I'm not sure about her, and Brittany.
Those are Justin and Andrew's Butterflies.
Okay, they're part of it, of course, yeah.
I'm not quite sure.
Mary Seitz, yeah, and Brittany Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, hey, we lost the board. But, yeah, so that's, just with everything that they do, they do a whole lot. We have a fun time. We're going to talk about some of the episodes, and we're going to talk about our favorite things and some of the favorite things that they've had. Shout out to Hyper Fenton. Right there's Hyper. He's on this show too. That's one of the things that we always hear him say, right? So I'm in this video too. That's what he says. So there's Hyper Fenton. Hyper's he lives in Texas, right outside Dallas, I think.
Dallas.
Yeah. So and he's
he was part of the crew, but he went to Texas to continue being a youth pastor for his church there.
Yeah, sure enough. So something about JStu. I will tell you that they're a group of Christian guys and gals, and their videos aren't surrounded on that. They do talk about every once in a while talk about prayer and stuff like that, but that's not what their videos are about. Their videos isn't all about that. It's about they do a lot of fun stuff. They've always talked. I know I've heard a lot of the guys talk about sitting back and reading the Bible when they have spare time, stuff like that. But they're not they're not shoving stuff down your throat. So that's understandable with the parents. But I can tell you 100% without a doubt, it is 100% fun-filled family entertainment is what they give people. They are completely there's no cussing at all, no swearing. None of that stuff that you get on some of the videos. It's very wholesome.
From my understandings, they've only cussed once.
Yeah, and it was probably a weird cuss word, something small, as I say. It wasn't nothing like, "Whoa, my gosh, they just said the big word."
Actually.
So it was, I don't know. So it was probably Isaac too.
Justin.
Was it Justin?
They had a hot potato game that they had.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
shocked you, and they put it on max, and Justin was holding it when it went off. I think it went off by accident. He didn't know it was on, and so he said a swear word.
Okay, but it was bleeped out. You didn't know it, so that's one time. One little incident, and so it was all good. So that's it's all good. So anyways, so we have everything going. So they, like I said, they build toilet paper forts. That's what they're about. If you notice behind us and stuff, we have our glow sticks. This is I think every single episode we see Justin buying glow sticks or trying to get glow sticks, and he's had all types of different glow sticks. And when I went to get glow sticks, I was thinking, where can I get good glow sticks? Because I want good glow sticks. And we bought these the other day off of Amazon. And these things, Justin, man, if you see this, these things, man, I tell you what, they come in 32 pack. They're like $10. Man, they glow for about 12 hours. These are the glow sticks of all glow sticks. We like them. We're having fun with them, been playing with them, doing all kinds of weird fun stuff with them. But I'm telling you, for lighting, when they do their fort builds, they got to decorate them, they got to light them, they do gaming, they do all kinds of different stuff to their forts when they build them. When they're in a store or at home, or no matter where they're building a fort at their property, they build some really cool forts. And they're always building forts and out of something. And I was just thinking today, I would have to imagine they have to be in the Guinness Book of World Records for building the most forts ever, building the most toilet paper forts, building the largest toilet paper fort. Probably they would have to be in there for the building the largest cardboard fort, the most sturdy cardboard fort. They have built forts out of all kinds of weird stuff. Not to mention
just solid duct tape.
Yeah.
Nothing but duct tape.
Duct tape forts and such. And that one, poor Isaac had he got, I don't know what he was thinking when he did his duct tape deal. He built a duct tape hammock, and then he covered it in slimy
syrup,
food
slime,
products.
Glue,
Yeah.
sticky stuff.
Yeah. Ewy goo. And then he slept in it, and then they poured stuff all over him. I couldn't imagine. It probably took him. He's probably still trying to get that stuff off of his body. That's crazy. So, but we got our must-have snack stuff here. I want to point out here we got our JStu merch on. I got to move the right way. I got my Laugh Daily shirt on. Ben's got his Doe Bear shirt on, and we got these cards here. Signed by JStu, their autograph. That was really cool of them to send these to us when we purchased our shirts. We actually got those when we purchased the Laugh Daily shirts. We've not gotten a Blake shirt yet. That's
I think that
they have a Blake shirt. Has it ended? I don't know, but Blake's shirt was awesome.
For 30 days.
They got to bring that back regardless. So one of their big things too, they got merch, and one of the cool things they have are these fingerboards. And I don't know, we have a fingerboard around here somewhere that we're using our fingerboard. They're always doing fingerboard tricks, and they had a whole show dedicated to doing fingerboard parks. For fingerboards, the whole skate parks dedicated to fingerboards. So they had some really cool designs that they came up with, really neat things. So our must-have snacks, like I said, is dedicated to them. But I don't know if you noticed, but we do have this. We had to bring out the Yoo-hoo for Hyper. Hyper, we're hoping he comes back to the show. He is doing some music videos or music with them right now, but we're hoping to have him. We're hoping to see more of him and all the other guys. And I was reading today where they got a lot of people that come and go with the show. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have a favorite? No, I don't. I can't. I like them all. They all bring something unique, to the show. Every one of them. I will have to say that Andrew. We were trying to figure out all the things that somebody brings unique to the show, but Andrew's, I think, uniqueness is it's not snacks or talking about shaving cream like Isaac does all the time, or chamoy, the glow sticks with Justin, but it seems like Justin's always brushing his teeth on every episode. Andrew, I'm sorry, yeah, Andrew.
Oh yeah,
he's always brushing his teeth.
That.
They film
whenever they do
an overnight
or an Airbnb video or something, he always films himself brushing his teeth.
Yeah,
that's his thing.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those things he's always doing, brushing his teeth, which is really cool. So I'm going through my stuff here. We want to do a special shout out. Are you ready? So one of the episodes we watched recently was funny. It was hilarious. The episode, they were building A-frame forts, A-frame houses, and they had
A-frame cabins, and they had to decorate it like miniature, like it could fit in this little space that we're in right now.
Yes.
And they had to decorate it with a specific thing.
A theme.
And so I think Andrew, I think he did like a hunting thing.
Yeah.
Where everything
outdoor
was like
hunting
outdoor hunting stuff.
Isaac was the grandma theme.
Yeah, Isaac was like British grandpa, British grandma thing. So he had like the grandma couch and the grandma rugs and the pies. And I'm forgetting what Justin did. Do you remember?
You know what? I forget myself. I'm trying to think because it seemed like one had they had an outdoorsy thing. Who had the gravel? Didn't Blake have gravel, or was that Justin that had the gravel outside?
The 3 A-frames.
Was that the 3 A-frames?
That
okay,
we're talking about. They did another A-frame video where they added another A-frame and then stacked 2 more and then 1 more.
Yeah.
So they had like a gigantic pyramid of A-frames. And
they
so
ended up with 5
really cool.
total at the end. Well, during the first one that they did of the A-frame special that they did, it was funny because in that special shout out, ready, to Lawrence the cat. They named this cat. The cat just showed up there, and that's Lawrence there, and he showed up at Isaac's place, and it was perfect for his grandma theme because the cat showed up and hung out with him, and was in there eating the food and just laying there and hanging out with them. And then as quickly as Lawrence showed up, Lawrence went away. So it was quite funny. We were wondering whatever happened to Lawrence, and I think a lot of people were wondering what happened to Lawrence. Lawrence just disappeared. Uh-oh, I'm getting the eyeball from our dog. I talked about a cat. She's like, no way, don't you be talking about a cat in here. So anyways, so she's anti-cat, I think. Are you anti-cat? So she wants to be on JStu. She wants to be on an episode of them. So, you know, and you know, they had an episode with that More JStu did. Let me find they did a really what I'm trying to think. They did an episode of like the Hunger Games.
Oh yeah, they did Hunger Games.
It was actually what,
the forest.
2. Yeah, they went out
2 days.
So, and they got it was really cool the way they did it. We laugh so hard, our guts hurt so bad when we watch their show. Every episode cracks us up. Everything they've done, they've traveled around doing different things, staying different places. They went to Dracula's castle and stayed the night there.
In what's that? They went to
Transylvania.
Yeah, they went
to
Italy
Transylvania,
or Rome,
and
or wherever it is. I think it's in Rome.
Yeah, and they went there and they did a show there, stayed a night in the castle. They did they do overnights all the time in different places. Like they do an overnight in golf cart or oh my gosh, why am I not golf carts? Go-kart places. They go do overnights in different places, different locations. They do overnights by themselves. They did an overnight on I think it was on a frozen lake. So that they did, and then
he wasn't able to complete it because it was way too windy, and he kept losing all of his stuff.
And his tent blew away. Who was that? Isaac?
That was Justin.
Justin? I can't remember. We watched every single episode. They all go together. One of the cool parts, they built a donut shop and gave I don't know how many donuts away one day.
Thousands.
They did and we're gonna do a special shout out again to this guy Azzy. So he Azzy's there on the right.
In the Nike jacket.
He's a huge JStu fan, and JStu was really awesome. They brought him in to do a few shows.
They've hung out with him for a few episodes, including the Hunger Games. He was at the donut shop.
Yep.
He was in another one of their videos, I think. I forget.
He's been in a pop-up in the recent one.
The most recently one, the hidden Taco Bell inside of their house.
Yeah, he was there.
They built a Taco Bell.
Inside their house.
So
a hidden Taco Bell, that's right.
They had to crawl through a dishwasher to get to.
And they've done that also on their show. They talk about, they build things. They have like secret entrances into
house.
Yeah.
There in Colorado where they live, that has a really big property, and they just build a bunch of forts on the property, and the entire house is it's completely ruined.
I just sprayed everywhere. Oh my gosh, I need a drink.
But it's completely like every single room that you go into is like full of secret rooms. They made a secret room inside of their pantry, inside of their refrigerator that you had to crawl through the refrigerator to get to. They made a hidden room that you had to crawl through a microwave to get to, an oven, a dishwasher, everything.
The cool part about that is when they do it is they actually call a repair guy, like a refrigerator repair guy or a microwave repair guy, or they'll call a repair guy to come in and figure out what's wrong, why it's not working, and then they're like, hey, what's going on? And they make it as a surprise, which is really cool. They also did they built a fort inside of a bed, a piece of furniture, and then they returned the bed to the store.
It was a couch.
A couch? Yeah, there was they had different things.
Added onto the couch to make a little hidden area inside of it, and returned it back to the store with the guy inside of it.
They did. And it was funny. It was hilarious that they do that. They built in a roundabout there in Colorado somewhere. They built a secret fort there, and they brought in gaming and all kinds of stuff there. It was really cool, funny to watch them do that. But yeah, we just, like I said, we figured we'd do a podcast today, do a special shout out to JStu and the guys and gals over there, because what they've done, they've just absolutely cracked us up over the years, watching them and getting together with them, and as a family and watching as a family. One of the cool things they got coming up is what they say, if they got 8 million likes,
8 million subscribers. When they had 8 million subscribers, they would do a movie. So they have made a movie. Working on it.
The movie that they made is called I Am Spaceman, and it is a movie about spacemen. And it looks like it's hilarious. I seen the trailer today. Did you see the trailer yet? I didn't show it to you.
Not seen the
so
trailer.
yeah, so they've made that, and they are going to. I believe the movie's actually not coming out until August in theaters, but they do have. They're coming out. They can't wait to see you there. But the movie premiere in Colorado is at, I believe I want to say July 24th. And then they're going to be in Los Angeles, California, Dallas, Texas, Orlando, Florida, Cleveland, Ohio, and New York City. Those are the places that they're going to show the movie first. So that that we cannot wait till that comes out. We're gonna be watching it. We're going to be leaving. We're in Florida right now, but we're leaving July 1st, and we're heading out. We're going on tour. So we're going to head out. We're going to Savannah, Georgia. We're going to maybe Charleston, North Carolina. We're going to the New River Gorge, West Virginia. Then we're heading to, Lexington, Kentucky, Florence, Kentucky. We're going to go to Indiana. What's a little town there in Indiana we're heading to? Lawrenceburg area? Somewhere right outside Lawrenceburg, Indiana there. And then we're going to, where's our next stop after that? Elkhart, Indiana. And then we're heading up the west coast of Michigan, all the way up into the Upper Peninsula, stopping along the way. Then we're going to make a left. And we're going to go into, I think, Wisconsin. We're going to North Dakota, South Dakota. We're going to go to Mount Rushmore. So we're heading that way. We're heading west. And then we're going to do a loop around and come back. And we're hitting Utah and Colorado, Arizona. We're going to try to hit California out there as well. So we're doing a big loop around the U.S. So if you're watching, maybe we'll see you out there somewhere. And we're going to be doing a big loop. And we're going to hit all these cities. And we'd love to know if there's something in your area that we should go see. Like what do we need to see in Savannah? What do we need to see if we go to like Charleston, or on the way in between stops that we can see on the way there and talk about, and be cool if we could maybe have some guests on as a podcast as we're traveling. That'd be cool too. So have something special we could do as far as it all goes. But yeah, so everything, the whole, this podcast, we do podcasts. I do podcasts about everything and everything. I talk about different things. One of the things, like I said, we wanted to do a podcast dedicated to JStu because that's one of our favorite pastimes. Every week we watch their new video when it comes out. So we listen to their podcast. They got a lot of stuff going on. So, just with everything. And so it's like, but with the way they do things, it's a good family, wholesome YouTube. Also, like, we want to do a special shout out to, gotta watch that, my fingers, everything might change. Oh my gosh, why am I forgetting them? We've got all their books. We've watched tons of their videos all the time. FGTV. I had to wait for him to get it. So
FV Family.
Yeah, they do a lot of cool stuff as well. Funnel Vision. So they have a lot of cool stuff that they do on their channel. Funny stuff. They got a bunch of farm animals, things of that sort. But yeah, so special shout out to them. Maybe we'll do a podcast about them as well.
We'll be in their area.
Yeah, we're going to be up somewhere. I don't know exactly where. We kind of have an idea. We're not stalking you guys, but we find out things, and we know well. JStu, because they're located around the Colorado area. They're all over Colorado, actually doing some of the stuff that they do. They do. They did a show where they were hide and go seek. They do lots of hide and go seek, but they did like a show that they were all over the state of Colorado, and they were staying at different houses.
And they were
of
tag, and they each had a flag that was attached to a belt, and they were able to travel. They were able to put on disguises, travel around the entire state of Colorado, and they would be hunted by a hunter, and this hunter would get their location every 30 minutes, I believe, and so they had to travel around. They had some safe houses that they weren't allowed, the hunter wasn't allowed to go in for certain periods of time, like in the middle of the night, and the hunter had to grab their flag on their waist, and they would be eliminated if he did. But that was pretty cool.
Yoo-hoo. Tastes good. I am a Yoo-hoo fan, by the way. I've always liked it. And then I always find it funny that Hyper always shows his Yoo-hoo every time he's on. So now the dog wants some Yoo-hoo. Leave my Yoo-hoo alone. You, leave it alone, cat lover. But yeah. So, just everything with it all, we just, like I said, we want to do a really good shout out to them because we've enjoyed them so much. One of my, oh my gosh, I have so many favorite episodes they've done, but one of the things that I found hilarious, I can't even really pick, they do so many fun things. One of the recently, not too long ago, they sent Isaac through the Taco Bell drive-through.
Oh,
he had to go through.
They did a vehicle overnight challenge.
That's right.
And so they each had to spin a wheel, a plinko drop, and they had to, whatever it landed on, they had to spend 24 hours without leaving that car.
Yeah.
And so Justin got, I think, an electric Land Rover, and he said that was very comfortable and everything. Isaac got I think it was a Mercedes or a Dodge Sprinter van that had a bunch of rows of seats and beds and TVs and everything. And then Andrew, in my opinion, got one of the coolest cars in the entire world.
Yeah.
A 1-in-3 Ferrari race car that was turned cool. Street legal, and it was absolutely amazing. It looked really cool. It sounded really nice. It was amazing.
Yeah, Andrew had to spend the night in that car.
He didn't.
Because
the seats didn't move because they were bucket seats.
And he was having trouble driving it because it snowed the day they'd made the video. They got 2 inches of snow out of nowhere, and the car wouldn't. He was having a hard time keeping it on the road. Those cars a little bit hard to keep on the road when it's dry out, let alone when it's wet and snowy.
Well, also, the snow would probably be getting. He would probably get stuck because of how low the car was.
Yeah, if it got too much snow, that's for sure. But the funniest part about it is he left that one of 3 cars in the world sitting in
it's like an $800,000 Ferrari, one of 3.
And he left it
in the middle of a Walmart parking lot.
Exactly. That's funny. But I can't say anything because we were at Walmart last week and there was a Lamborghini Huracan sitting there. And
with the
guy,
top down.
Yeah, he just went in.
He might as well just leave the keys.
Yeah, in Florida, I got to tell you, we're here in the Tampa Bay area, but in Florida, you don't leave your top down or your roof off when you go into a store because it'll rain.
Down. And
seconds, and you will not. I was thinking, man,
and
that
the snakes
Lamborghini be filled.
And the lizards and the frogs and the
they'll come visit you.
Alligators, whatever, the birds, they'll get in your car, and they're very hard to get out of your car.
There's nothing like when you're driving down the street and you're driving, minding your own business on a beautiful sunny afternoon in Florida, and a lizard jumps out onto your face, or a frog even. I've had a frog and a lizard.
You open your sun visor to see yourself in your mirror, and a snake drops in your lap.
Yeah, it's like you never know. So you gotta. But anyways, that's there are some of the things they do. The challenge they do, like the overnight challenges in cars, and that particular one we're talking about. Isaac had the van, which he had the biggest one and everything, and he was able to deck it out. But one of the challenges he did, he had to go through Taco Bell and order the same thing. How many times in a row?
I think
10?
100.
It wasn't 100. It was not 100. It was like 10.
Really?
So yeah.
It was like,
he kept going through.
It was like 30 or 50 or something.
No, it wasn't that much. I know it wasn't. No, it wasn't that much. It was only.
Oh yeah, it was 10.
So yeah, but it was hilarious. It was hilarious because he went to Taco Bell drive-thru and ordered his meal, and then he went around and came back and ordered the same thing, and he kept doing it. By the time the third
cheesy roll-up with a side of baked beans and some Diablos, 2 packets of Diablo.
Yeah. So
sauce.
By the Taco Bell that they tried to
4th time
get the guys in there to help out, but the Taco Bell said no way. But anyways, he did. It was funny because about the 3rd or 4th trip around, when he come up to the drive-thru, the guy said, "Let me guess." So and then the guy in the drive-thru kept doing different voices.
He kept impersonating like Kermit or
and
like
different
Arnold
things.
Schwarzenegger or like Darth Vader and stuff like that.
It was funny. Watch that, but I think one of my I will have to say out of all the ones,
the one time he just said to pull up. Because he already knew.
Yeah.
He was like,
He's
Isaac
pull
was
forward.
the only person there.
So it was, it was quite hilarious. They did an episode where they, the one they just did too, they did a road trip. They did 2 road trips, and the one road trip they did was on the mini Jeep that you can buy at like some of the stores.
Trip.
Well, they went out driving around. They had a trailer they were pulling, and they were supposed to.
They made a homemade trailer RV thing, like their own RV.
But they did an overnight challenge with it, pulling this little miniature Jeep. So it's a little like a go-kart Jeep.
You can find them at your local Tractor Supply for like
that's what
$13,000.
No, they're only $2,500.
Really?
Yeah. So 25, right around $2,500.
I was thinking 1,300.
Yeah, but they $2,500 at the local stores. But the other one they just did, the last show that we watched was the golf cart. They had a decked out golf cart that was lifted, and they did show with that, and they did stay at overnight in a hotel, Airbnb somewhere in Colorado there, but they were in downtown area, and it was just hilarious to sit and watch them do everything that they do with it all. So it was quite funny.
And it was really funny because as they were driving down the sidewalk, they saw in one of the restaurants, he came out, Azzy.
Oh yeah.
Like we showed you from earlier.
As he was at the restaurant and they seen him,
he ran out and he was saying, "What's up?" And then it was hilarious because they drove him back to the restaurant, and a little bit later they were in the city and they decided to schedule like a hangout, and so they hung out with him for like the rest of the night.
They bought him ice cream. So
yeah, they went to ice cream place. They went to
what more could you ask for somebody to buy you ice cream? That is it. I'm an ice cream fanatic, so I definitely like ice cream. So we'd love to hang out with those guys and have ice cream. So they probably have some weird challenge where you had to eat it through your nose or something.
Cream.
Donut ice cream. Yeah,
they did one where they had to have spicy ice cream.
Oh yeah. Well, you had a.
Oh, they went to that one ice cream place, and Justin bought Andrew ice cream. It was like they had to say yes to each other for the whole day.
I remember that.
And so as a prank, he said, "Do you want to go get ice cream?" And so when they went there, Justin pranked Andrew by getting him mac and cheese ice cream. And so it was like ice cream with like mac and cheese and extra cheese and stuff. It was disgusting.
Yeah, it looked gross. And
then I'm pretty sure he put chocolate on it too.
It was weird.
And he had to eat it because Justin made him.
Yeah, the challenge they do are pretty funny.
It was fair because Andrew... Oh wait, no. That was to Andrew as well. Justin was mean to Andrew.
Yeah. So they, and then they, just we can go on and on, but I just wanted to let you know that, like I said, with JStu, it's good, wholesome fun. And they, it's funny, it's hilarious the way they do things. They have challenges on every episode. They have to do different things. Some of it's gross, some of it's not gross, some of it's disgusting. I have to say, one of the episodes that we watched that I kind of was like, ew, was they turned everything they ate into Jell-O. So they had Jell-O hamburgers. Everything had to be Jell-O.
Their breakfast was like Jell-O coffee, Jell-O bacon, Jell-O sausage, Jell-O eggs, Jell-O
everything, Jell-O. And it was like, I don't know, man.
They went to McDonald's and they had like a blender and everything at the McDonald's, but they made. I think they just had
the next day or whatever.
Prepared, but they had Jell-O Big Mac and Jell-O fries and Jell-O large Coke.
Yeah.
It was pretty nasty.
Everything had to be Jell-O.
And they said it was really nasty, mainly because the texture was Jell-O, but you're eating a Big Mac.
Yeah. It was like, ew, that's kind of gross with it all. So
yeah,
it's kind of.
It wasn't really nasty to me.
I just felt it was like, I don't know, man. It's kind of some of the stuff they do is they. I find it cool because like they'll do challenges, and when they do a challenge like like restaurants, they do low budget challenges and high budget challenges, and the low budget challenges they'll do sometimes they'll have to go to the worst. They'll have to look up at a restaurant, and the restaurant has to be the worst restaurant in the area, so they have to find the one star
restaurant.
And they'll look at the reviews and see what the reviews say. And they actually they had on one episode they had a guy actually left his phone number, and they actually called him. I don't think the guy ever did call him back. But yeah, they went to they're trying to talk to
grocery store.
Yeah.
And in the reviews it was a 1 star, and somebody left a review saying that one of the frozen food things, like, I don't even know what happened, but he said that it, like, killed his family or something like that. It was some weird thing.
It was like horrible
overly
review.
Dramatic thing.
Yeah. So they called the guy.
But he left his number to say, if you want to learn more, call this. And
yeah.
He didn't answer though.
It was quite funny with it all.
One of the things, they went to a 1-star dollar store that day, and one of the reviews said that the Banquet black and red packaging pot pies in the frozen aisle gave her husband extreme diarrhea and gave him heart attacks because of the constant diarrhea, and so he got heart attacks and stuff from the chicken pot pie from Dollar Tree.
It was absolutely hilarious.
And the funniest part, they sell these pot pies at your local Walmart or Publix or Safeway or whatever. It was hilarious.
You gotta. All I can say right now is you gotta. If you've not watched them, I highly recommend watching JStu. It's funny because I was thinking if all these, you get all these likes and you get these subscribers and everything, and I was thinking if anybody deserves much more, it's them. Because I was looking at some of the things that people watch and look at and everything out there, and they got such high ratings, and I'm thinking, why would you have high ratings on this? When these other shows, then you have something like JStu that's absolutely hilarious to us. It's good, wholesome fun, and they're doing all kinds of fun stuff. It's the forts that they build, the overnight challenges and all that stuff, and I did reach out to them, try to anyways, about an overnight challenge, because they're always doing overnight challenges, doing different things, and so I did reach out to them about doing an overnight challenge here in Florida, it's maybe it was a little bit too scary for them, because there's a very good possibility that we would run in, you have bears and pigs and wild monkeys. Yeah, monkeys. Yeah, lots and lots of monkeys. I never realized how many monkeys we have.
I don't think the monkeys here would really bother you, because they're not that kind of monkey. They'll probably just
they're more afraid of you than you are of them.
Stuff.
Yeah, they're wild monkeys, and but they're all over the Ocala National Forest. But yeah, so we were. I told them. I said, let's do an overnight challenge there.
He's done it before. My dad here.
It's crazy. So
he's done what he was telling them.
But yeah, so it is a good time. So if you ever had a chance, but like I said, you do have to watch for the bears and the pigs, and the monkeys will steal your food. So one of the funny things is you got to hang your food in the tree to keep the bears and the pigs away from it. But the funny thing is, monkeys can climb trees. So where they have it, bears can too, but they can't. Not the way you hang it. But that's what I was asking everybody. The guys I was with. I said, so we're hanging our food. What's going to keep the monkeys from getting the food? So they were like, oh. Didn't think of that. I was like, yeah. So it's funny, but those things happen. Not to mention the snakes and the alligators and all the other stuff that you encounter while doing that. So, but yeah, so it's a good time. But yeah, we're always up for a challenge. Overnights doing different things. We do all kinds of stuff now. So, anything else you want to add?
I do have to say, one of the funniest videos, in my opinion, was where they were in a store, not a convenience store, like a furniture store type thing. I think they were in like a Shields or something like that, but they had these beds there that had doors and like hidden compartments in them, and they hid in those, and they hid a Bluetooth speaker across the aisle from them, and I just thought it was hilarious, because they were playing like they had an AI voice that was saying, hello, I lost my lasagna, or something like that.
They've actually done on quite a few things where they've hidden, like in Walmart, where they've done a toilet paper for it, where they're hiding the toilet paper, and they'll have a speaker out in like a different aisle, and they're watching them people, and they're doing stuff. So asking people where to find diapers for their mother or whatever, or they'll have like I think the one they were saying stuff where like one of the guys was in the aisle.
Oh, Hyper.
Yeah, Hyper was in it.
Had to stand in the middle of the aisle, out of the toilet paper for it, and stand in front of the Bluetooth speaker, and they played like weird noises, like saying, "Hi,
fart noises.
Excuse me, ma'am, my butt itches," and stuff like that.
Do you know where the ointment is for that, or where I'm looking for adult diapers for myself? Whatever. It's funny. Not everybody finds that stuff humorous and funny, but I do. We do. I think it's funny. There's so many things we could sit here for a year talking about all the funny stuff that they've done and all the things that they do, the cool stuff that they put together, and so it's always good. So, but yeah, so it's like today we just, like I said, we wanted to do a special shout out to JStu, more JStu, the whole gang out there in Colorado. We love what you do. We thank you so much for making us laugh. Thanks for being wholesome. Thanks for not, there's so much things that kids can't watch today, that at least I don't want my kids watching it. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that, I do highly recommend you look at what your kids are watching. Anytime my kids got something they're looking at and they're checking out, I watch them. I'm not going to mention any names. I'll mention any names, but there's one particular YouTuber out there that they just push so much of that Hollywood ignorance. They've become like the Hollywood ignorant stuff, and they push that Hollywood ignorance, and we're not about that. I don't want that stuff pushed on my kids. There's no reason for it. You know, cater to the 60% of the people who are not wanting that. Don't cater to 3% of the world. Cater to the 60%. So that's got a show about that I'm going to be doing anyways. So that's pretty much, we're going to wrap this up today. We just wanted to, like I said, do a special shout out to them, and do the show on, JStu and what they're about, and let you know that it's a good, wholesome family fun. And we appreciate you watching our show and listening to our show. And I know we rambled on for almost an hour now, but it's all good. We had fun doing it. We had our snacks, and we had our Yoo-hoo, and we got our glow sticks. And
speaking of snacks, another good YouTuber who does nice, wholesome content and stuff is Ryan Trahan, who just released this for a day into
candy.
Stores.
Yeah, we went out and got some of his candy, Joyride.
They're like healthier alternatives to other candy. And they're really, really good, too.
Sure enough. It's pretty good stuff. I like it. So, one thing I do have to say, too, about the JStu is I love donuts. They're donut people. They do donuts all the time. They're always doing donuts. They got the dough bear. They actually built a large donut on their property. And it was they did an overnight challenge.
It was an
Airbnb donut.
And they had a whole bunch of things. They had a mug that looked like a mug that would have like hot chocolate or coffee or something in it, but it was actually a hot tub, which was really cool. And they had a helicopter that they flew over the donut, and they had pool noodles that were like cut to about this big, about
for
7
sprinkles.
inches long, and they dumped it on top as like sprinkles.
Sure enough.
Which was really cool. Oh, the AC just shut off, and it's much better.
It's like full blast. It's here in Florida. We got AC 24 hours a day. I'm surprised it shut off. What's going on? Something happened? Oh my gosh, must blew a fuse.
And it's pretty cold outside today as well. It's only 77.
No, I think it's warmer. Does it say 77?
Yeah.
No way. Holy cow. That's
77.
like winter. So, holy cow. We're
like
going to
80,
we need to get our coats on. So,
it was 100 the other day.
Yeah, the lows have been in the 80s. Yeah, so out there in Colorado, that would be a challenge for me in Colorado, because one of the I want to bring up
the cold in a tent.
Yeah, these guys out there in Colorado, it's snowing and all this stuff, and if it's 75 degrees, it's 78 degrees here in Florida. I got a jacket on, and these guys are out here in snow on the ground with t-shirts and pants.
It dropped down to negative, and they're in
I don't know how they do it.
hoodies.
Yeah,
it was really weird.
And they do these overnight challenges where I would be freezing to death. So it's like, it's funny because it's like there's no way. And then here, like right now, it's June. Our lows have been dipping down into our lows are just in the 80s, like 84, I think the low or something like that was last night. 84 was the low. So during the day, it's about 95 to 97. Go inland, it gets a little bit hotter sometimes. But yeah, see that today, me, that's it takes a special person. But I like the heat. They like the cold maybe, but yeah, so Well, anyways, we're gonna wrap this up. We really appreciate everything. We appreciate you guys watching, and I'll be doing another show. Me and Ben's gonna be doing another show. We're gonna be talking about video games and Fortnite and that type of stuff. We have several other shows we're gonna be doing, and like I said, we're gonna be traveling, so we'll be if you have a place we need to stop and see, please by all means let us know. And we appreciate you watching, and we thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much.